Hey, so I got another media mogul here. Her name is Ashley Nicole Moss.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Oh, you're a fan. Well, I don't know if she's
I'm a fan of the podcast. So I learned about her from the podcast. I like her whole thing. I like you guys' dynamic, and I rock with the show. So I'm a fan.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know how much longer you're going to be a fan, because when I told her at the top of the week, I was like, yo, I got one of my brothers here, Michael Rapaport. Obviously super talented, does many things. I'm excited to have him. She made this face. I'm like, what's up? You and Michael Rapaport got beef?
I didn't say we had beef.
And she said, no, he's a lot like you. Y'all fickle. Y'all bandwagon. How you claim to be a Knicks fan, but then jump to the other side of the bridge and then go to the Nets? So she got beef with you because she's a real New Yorker, she say. She's loyal. So Ashley, Michael Rapaport, Ashley Nicole Moss. Y'all.
Well, I don't know if you know this. Michael and I once got into it on Twitter like a year or two ago over this very thing.
Oh, really? He's looking like, I don't remember.
Because Michael gets into it with a lot of Knicks fans, so a lot of it jogs his memory. There's too many to keep.
Twitter Knicks fans.
What's a Twitter Knicks fan? What's a Twitter Knicks fan?
The stereotypical. Now I don't know if you're that. I'll dissect it, but based on what B. Marsh said, I'm starting to think that you might be a stereotypical Knicks fan. But I don't think there's anything stereotypical about you, because I think you're a professional. But in regards to Twitter Knicks fans are all in competition to prove to each other and the rest of the world that they're the biggest Knicks fans alive. Twitter Knicks fans also think that Carmelo Anthony's the greatest Knick of all time. Twitter Knicks fans wouldn't know who, I don't know, Sly Williams, Glenn Gondrezick, Marvin Webster, Michael Ray Richardson. Like, Twitter Knicks fans are like, they're basically like young Knick fans that I think have found some sort of identity. You're definitely not this, but they found some sort of identity in being a Knicks fan on Twitter. And I don't think they like basketball more than they like hockey. I don't think they like basketball more than they like football. I don't think they really know much about basketball or the Knicks. I'd say the history is about 15 years deep. I'm a New Yorker. I was at the Garden, Ashley Nicole Moss, before you were born. I was there when you could smoke weed at the Garden. I was there when there was no.
You could smoke weed at the Garden back then?
You still can. Weed
is
legal in New York City.
I'm talking about where it was like, I'm talking about where, like, I was there at the Garden in '85. That was like, I'd already been there for years, but I was there where you could sneak down, sit courtside and watch Michael Jordan. I watched Dr. J warm up at the Garden. I was there when the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. I grew up a New York Knicks fan. And to these Twitter Knicks fans.
But you left, Michael. You left.
Let me just finish. When they disrespected the great Charles Oakley, the fact that these Twitter Knicks fans sit there and continue to get abused, used, and taken advantage of by the tyrant owner who has treated Knicks fans like we're trash. Of course I'm going to leave. Of course I'm going to go, because just like Charles Oakley and just like any true blue Knicks fan, that's when I said, I am done with the Knicks. I'm done supporting this team. Listen, that being said, I'll always love the Knicks because intrinsically, it's genetically my makeup. I'm born and raised in New York City. I'll always love the Knicks, but to sit there and support a team that doesn't support its fans, that doesn't support Charles Oakley, who needs no introduction to what he did for the New York Knicks fans. Although despite the fact that most of these Twitter Knicks fans never actually saw Charles Oakley play in an actual game, because the majority of these Twitter Knicks fans are 30 and under, and you could have never seen Charles Oakley actually play in a game, is ridiculous to me. I'm an Emmy Award-winning director. I directed When the Garden Was Eating, a 30 for 30 about the championship Knicks teams. I don't need to explain, articulate, or profess my Knicks prowess and my Knicks fandom when I know every single thing about the Knicks, and I'll come and go as I please. If I get invited, listen, when B. Marshall invited me to a Jets game and had me on the sidelines, I had on my Jets gear because B. Marshall invited me to the Jets game, and I was supporting B. Marshall. When I got invited to that particular Brooklyn Nets game, D'Angelo Russell invited me. They gave me his jersey, and I rocked it proudly. I rocked it proudly. I'm a New York Giants fan, but when I was there with my man B. Marsh, I put on my Jets gear because that's the way it is. It doesn't mean that I don't love the New York Jets, but it doesn't mean I can't support the Jets. And I'm not one of these lunatic sports fans who, and I get it, some New Yorkers, it's church and state. If you rock with the Yankees, you don't rock with the Mets. You rock with the Knicks, you don't rock with the Brooklyn Nets, Jets, so forth, so on. I'm not like that. I get, and I understand some people like that. I've never been like that. But, that being said, what I've done for the Knicks and how I articulate myself for the Knicks, nobody does it like I do. Nobody who get the front row seats, the courtside seats, has had the balls, the stones, the onions big enough to say what everybody wants to say about James Dolan. I'm the only one who said it. I'm the only one who stands by it. And I'm the only one who continue to say it. You want your tickets. You want those passes so you can continue to be, under the thumb of a tyrant.
Ashley, are we done? Are we finished? Or I didn't want to interrupt. Are we done?
Go on.
Oh, okay. I mean, you speak about James Dolan, and first of all, I've been to the Garden several times, baseline, courtside, all that. I haven't seen you there in years. So
because I got my tickets got reneged. My tickets got pulled.
Oh, so you actually have not seen a Knicks game in the Garden in recent years, correct?
Well, last year I was there last season, and when I was there last season courtside, the game the game that LeBron actually had gotten suspended. That was my last time in the Garden.
Okay.
Going to see the Knicks.
Okay. Well, I mean, you bring up James Dolan, but he's still
4 inches of good loving over here.
But it's 2023, Michael Rapaport, and last time I checked, I haven't seen you in the Garden in a while. And you talk about James Dolan being the owner, but he's still our owner, and that didn't stop you from making your rounds as a proud Knicks fan. So I'm confused. Which one is it?
Have been rescinded.
Which one is it? No, but you were making your rounds when we were making our playoff run, and you were rah, go Knicks, my New York Knicks. But I'm confused.
You talking about this year? He was doing that?
For sure was.
Why wouldn't I?
Because you're not really a Knicks fan. Because you claim that they disrespected Charles Oakley and James Dolan is a tyrant and the fans are this. But that didn't stop you from making your rounds repping the orange and blue.
But did you hear
I'm
what
confused.
he said, though? But did you hear what he said?
I'm confused.
No, I'm saying, but you can't. Corey, can you respect that? Like when he said, I kind of respect it. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of respect it.
He said his beef is he's earned his right to come and go. That's basically.
There's no coming and going when it comes to the New York Knicks, baby. We loyal to the soil.
I disagree with that point.
Soil.
Listen.
There's good, bad. Good, bad, and different. No. I've been down with the New York Knicks since 1993. I've seen winning seasons. I've seen losing seasons. I've seen changes of coach, front office, all that. You've never seen me wear another jersey.
Yeah, but hold on one second. Before
You've never seen me come and go as I please, baby. That ain't no quit in New York. That's not how we get down. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. So before you go, Rap, or if you want to continue, because y'all going back and forth, and then we'll get into the sports talk, but I push back on you, Rap, when you talk about you can come and go as you please. I disagree with that, but I do agree and respect what Rap just said. He doesn't have beef with the Knicks as far as the team. Like, he's always going to be a Knick. He loves the Knicks.
I heard
but then when you talk about this terrible owner, his fight is with the owner.
Well,
that makes a lot of sense to me.
Here's my argument, Brandon.
Let me tell you why I respect this, Ash.
No, I'm sorry.
If one of the greats, the Jets or any team I played with, is disrespected by the organization, they gave everything to this organization. They're one of the faces of the organization. I would love and I would respect a major fan of one of those teams to stand up and say, you know what, a Fireman Ed, You can't do Darrelle Revis
Brandon,
like that.
You saying a lot, but you're not saying anything.
You can't do Nick Mango like that.
You saying a lot, Brandon, but you're not saying anything.
You can't see it?
You're saying a lot, but you're not saying anything because he started off this saying that he left because of James Dolan and how he treated Charles Oakley. But last time I checked, it's 2023 and he's still our owner. So you can't come and go as you please.
Amongst other things is what I did with James Dolan. And not only did I do it, I did it publicly.
Okay, so, I'm not knocking that you did it publicly. I respect you did it publicly and not behind closed doors.
Courtside seats. Courtside seats.
Michael, I don't care if I don't care if you were sitting on Charles Oakley's lap. That doesn't make a difference to me. But that doesn't. You can't disappear for X amount of years, get your tickets reneged, and have all this beef with the organization. And then when we go on this incredible playoff run this season, you pop out of the woodwork repping orange and blue skies. That's not how that works.
With Knicks fans. That's the problem.
That's not how that works.
If you think this was an incredible playoff run, this is the problem with Knicks fans. We made it to the second round. We got bumped out in the.
You keep saying we. There's no we. There's no we.
Incredible.
There's us.
This is not incredible. This is not an incredible playoff run. We did it to the second round and got bumped out of the sixth game. The entire team disappeared in the sixth game. This is why Knicks fans, we've been stomped on so hard.
There's no we, Michael.
Our expectations
are
so low that you think that this was an incredible playoff run.
This was a great playoff run. There's no we. There's no our unless you speak French. There's no we. There's just us. You're not one of us.
I will say this.
You picked your side. You went across the bridge, Michael. You got to stay there.
Listen, I will say this, right? Like when I was able to get traded from the Chicago Bears to the New York Jets, and I was intentional. I really wanted to be in New York, okay? And so when I got there, I was excited about Fireman Ed. Fireman Ed, legendary fan, a legendary face of an organization when it comes to representing the fan side of things. Fireman Ed, like when you think about chants in arenas or stadiums, I don't know too many that's better. Like in football, you got the national anthem when you play in Kansas City, when you're playing against the Chiefs, and then at the end, instead of saying home of the, they say Chiefs. Like that gives you goosebumps, right? Even when you played Tom Brady, they had a little tradition where they would actually bump Jeezy, when the game was, out of line or getting out of hand a little bit. You see Randy Moss and Tom Brady, everybody. You had Bill Belichick bopping his head sometimes. Fireman Ed had one of those chants. Jets, Jets. Everybody getting up on their feet and rocking. And when he decided to step away for a couple years, I was pissed off, right? As a player, I'm like, damn, like we need the support of our greatest fans or the biggest celebrities that rock with us. So can you see how people like Ashley or some fans or some players may have a problem with you stepping away?
Oh, and some fans are players. This is going to be the first season in years where we're actually coming back with a roster that we didn't have to like memorize every single season. Players. There's no players. We've been changing regimes for the last 20 years, changing coaches, changing rosters. There's no players. There hasn't been players. There hasn't been any stability with the Knicks literally for the last 20 years. So I mean, listen, true blue Knicks fans have been through the ringer, been through so abused
in the garden with the organization. We didn't leave when it got rough. We stayed the course, trial and tribulations, peaks and valleys, baby.
I protested.
We don't duck the smoke.
Celebrated.
We don't duck the smoke. We saw the good, the bad, the ugly. We've seen it all, and that's why we get to reap the benefits that we're starting to see because we've been through the ringer. You don't get to leave when it gets bad and then come on back when it gets good. That's not how it works, Michael.
Ashley, this is what I want you to say right now. I want you to repeat after me. James Dolan is a miserable piece of shit.
I will not say that.
What?
James Dolan
I absolutely will not say that.
Say James Dolan is a tyrant and he's thrown fans out.
No, he's thrown you out.
No,
he ain't thrown me out.
No, say that. James Dolan is a miserable piece of shit.
I'll say that when you tell. I'll say that when you repeat after me.
You don't want to say it.
I'll say that when you repeat after me. Michael Rapaport, am not a real Knicks fan. You go first.
Okay, here we go. Last thing
I'm
before we go.
No, you guys talk. I'm gonna get something. No, go ahead. I'm not gonna. I gotta dig in my closet. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, maybe when we take a little break, you'll be able to go do it. But really quickly before we transition, because we want to get your thoughts on Kyrie, we want to get your thoughts on LeBron and some other hot topics, and definitely want to get your perspective of what's going on in Hollywood and what needs to be done there. Before we transition to the Knicks, what do you do to fix the Knicks in this problem that you talk about? What's the solution here?
Well, I mean, as far as on the court, Julius Randle got to go. He has to go. R.J. Barrett possibly has to go. R.J. Barrett is soft, and he looked just the fact that what he did in Game 6, and the fact that R.J. Barrett, I know he's still young, but he got the scared face in general. Also, he's, I think, 23, 24. I'm concerned why a 23-year-old, 24-year-old can't grow facial hair. Like, he just needs to, like, scruff it up a little bit. But Julius absolutely has to go. Quentin Grimes, and we need it. Basically, Jalen Brunson is a 6'3" point guard. Jalen Brunson should not have to be the primary scorer on a team with a quote-unquote all-NBA guy. So, Julius, your run has been nice. The fact that they let him wear number 30 to begin with, and the fact that James Dolan hasn't retired the number 30 because the real and the only number 30 is Bernard King is just a problem with the Knicks in general. So number one, we need to be able to get something for Julius. We can't run it back with the same crew because we'll get the same results. Nothing will happen better if we don't step it up next season.
I'm pleasantly surprised you now know who Quentin Grimes is. That makes me happy.
You guys act like Quentin Grimes is Scottie Pippen. Quentin Grimes is not that dope.
We talk about true blue Knicks fans. We know our rosters in and out. They may change every now and then, but we know them. I'm just glad you know who Quentin Grimes is now. Knicks fans think Quentin Grimes is like Scottie Pippen. We just know our players, Michael, because we're true fans. We actually watch the games.
Well, listen, all right, here's what I want to say. I heard your solution, and Corey, I'll throw it to you, and we'll jump into the next topic because they can go back and forth for the whole block.